Would you like to know more? Would you like to know more?
Welcome to Warmaster Podcast, episode 188 with Paul and Barry.
Hello, listeners. This episode is number 188 and is entitled Warmaster Journal.
Warmaster Journal.
Warmaster Journal. That's more a Barry title, I think.
I think so. We'll talk about that a bit later on.
Yep.
Because, that's quite an exciting event. But we always try and discuss what we've been up to, which for me is literally fucking nothing. So that's easy, because we recorded a few weeks ago. You've been away, sir.
Yeah, I was away skiing.
Family skiing holiday, was it?
I wish it was a family... No, it wasn't a family holiday. It was me with a guy I'd met in the Warmaster community, and then other people that he goes skiing with. I wish it was with my family. That'd have been lovely. But I don't think my wife's going to ever be a skier or a snowboarder, sadly. And as for the kids, I mean, my kids are 6 and 4, and my parents took us away skiing, me and my sister, when we were that age. I just wonder how they managed to do it, because
I think skiing's either a thing you do or don't.
Well,
I've never done it apart from dry skiing, and I dislocated 3 fingers.
Yeah, of course you did.
And that was the end of my skiing.
That was it. Yeah.
Because why would I want to do something like that where I'm just going to fucking destroy my body?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, but
so I'm guessing Hannah's never been skiing.
She, again, similar to you, she tried it once on a home slope kind of.
Probably Altrincham
and hurt herself,
or wherever the fuck it was up north. Hurt herself, because that's what you do on dry. Because it's a horrible fucking surface, and when you fall over, you put your hands out and it goes through the fucking hole, and then your hand just gets crunched.
Pretty much that's what happened to her. So it's like suggesting like her to get that in again will never happen, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Different strokes through all the world, sir. Different strokes. See, a birthday skiing holiday, because it's always around Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So, and we were lucky. I'd never skied in Italy before. It was beautiful. Sols de U, I guess how you pronounce it. Basically, northern Italy is where the Alps are for the Italians. There wasn't a lot of snow, but it did snow while we were there, and we had one of these rare days where there was enough snow to matter had fallen, and we got up the next day and it was a bluebell day, so like clear skies, and that was the day that our ski pass had transferred over to France, and it was fun. Yeah, we just had one. If you work to ski season, you get like those 10 a season maybe. Like it was rare, basically. It was very rare, good conditions for that day. And
so it sounds like you're chasing fucking Quidditch snitches.
Quidditch snitch.
Because it's just so you're chasing this dream of maybe getting one good day's fucking skiing.
Well, no,
spending all this money.
So I ski and snowboard, and you can ski. Everything's designed for skis. Even though snowboarding's older than me, nothing is designed for snowboarding on the slopes. The runs, the runs are pisted for skiers. The chairlifts aren't for snowboarders. As in how
do you get up there?
Well, you manage as best you go on the chairlift, but they're not. They're designed to be used for skis, because I guess snowboarding is still 10% or less or something of the people on the mountain.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're the thugs, are you? The oiks.
That's also how they always would get looked at.
Yes, good.
So anyway,
I can see you as the electric scooter boy of the skiing scene.
But you can snowboard when there's fresh snow. You can snowboard off piste way easier than you can with skis, and that's what you're clearly meant to do. With snowboarding, it's fantastic.
Right.
So on the days so when it had snowed, and we had 2 days of decent good snow, and especially the first one, just fantastic, Barry. It was so skiing, sort of snowboarding through the trees and stuff. It's it's hard to beat that.
Well,
hard to beat.
You should ask what that fella. What was his name? The Schumacher, Michael Schumacher.
Yeah, okay, that's why people wear helmets, don't they? No, it's horrible.
I'm sure they do. Well, that's what he was fucking doing, wasn't it?
I mean, it's
off-piste,
obviously it's
through the trees.
Yeah, it's obviously all fun and games until you're hurt, but that's life, I guess, isn't it?
So there are different strokes for different people. I mean, I'm pretty risk averse. I've not jumped out of any fucking planes.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting on me on no plane, and I ain't doing no skiing, and I ain't interested in no bungee jumping. But some people love it, all that kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I loved what I was doing. So yeah, and it was nice that the people I was with were of a good level, and that was all cool. Yeah, and they're going to go, and they go every year, so that could be a thing.
Good, and Italy's food's fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. Every meal was amazing, even when it was their bad food or like their quick food. It was still
Yeah. I mean, there's a misconception that in Italy it's just like pizza and pasta, but it really isn't.
No, of course not. They've got the same stuff, like anywhere, but it's just everything's nice. Yeah,
everything is nice.
And the place was just so picturesque. It was just like, yeah, it's like didn't seem like the problems of the outside world were there at all.
Yeah, good. And so it's been about 3 weeks, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because we were meant to record the week after, but then stuff got in the way, as it always does.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was half term, and then you were on holes.
Yep.
And then we are where we are, which is about the 26th, 27th, 27th.
28th.
Oh, Jesus. So it would be the last day of February if we weren't in a leap year situation.
That's right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So have you played any games?
So I've only got one game in, I think, since like the last time we spoke because with the holiday, and that was my first game of Old World. Which we won't talk too much about because we need to talk more about Warmaster, don't we?
Apparently.
Yeah, So, but yeah, I've played a game of Old World, and it was cool. It was like and that was with the stuff that I've done here.
So with the living faction.
Yeah, the Empire of Man. Yeah,
I think that is, we said it before, but I think that really is important. If you are going to go near this game, don't do it with a legacy faction.
Well,
or don't expect it to last very long if you do.
You take your risks, don't you? Like, I guess. And but for me, it was just like playing classic Warhammer, like except with the difference of without the step up and the full front ranks. It's like, okay, that's a little.
Did you find there were a lot of special rules attached to your units?
There was, and I could have done with some unit cards. So like I had a unit of here, like these 5 Pistoliers, which seem to have so many different rules.
Oh, now you're coming to mine.
Yeah, and
I swear there was one unit of mine that had 10 special fucking rules. You said this is crackers. How am I supposed to remember all this?
Some unit cards would be good. I might I see they did them for the factions that like the Tomb Kings and Bretonnians. I think I might have to write my own for my like regular list because there's a lot to like chunk to like remember.
So this is an interesting point because there is a tendency in modern games to keyword everything.
And I guess they have done.
They have definitely done that. But then you go to a magic item and it says it's got something like Armor Bane 2.
Yeah.
Then you have to go somewhere else to look. What the fuck is Armor Bane 2?
Yeah.
Or it's got like I don't know. There's so many of them. It's not even funny. But like, yes, they've gone through this process of keywording everything, but then also they've gone through a process of making stuff the same, but just with different names.
Yeah.
So instead of saying this fucking chopper, or it's got like Armor Bane 2 or Armor Pierce 1, it says it gives another fucking rule. It says this has got like the chopper rule, and then you go look at chopper, and then it says chopper, Armor Bane 1, and then you get the rule book out. What the fuck is Armor Bane 1?
It's very...
Oh man, alive.
It is crunchy the right term, where it's like rules heavy? Crunchy?
Yeah.
Is that right? It's
crunchy. I was spending way more time looking at the rule book than playing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I didn't know how the basic rules were, because there's nothing different in how they work. I mean, hit and movement and damage and all that shit. It's all the same. I
did try my game. I did try I tried to reposition my Pistoliers from left to right. So the scenario we rolled up was, and that's the thing, is like playing it, it's like I'm looking at the scenarios and I'm looking at them, okay, what can be ported over to Warmaster if you wanted to do it, such a thing. Like, right. Because they are 6 quite general scenarios. I'm currently reading those sections through. Anyway, we played the one where you have centre, left and right flank, and you've got to declare what goes into...
each flank.
Well, what goes into a flank, and then you roll to see what flank you both show your flank at the same time. Okay. So you set up the centre, and then you have declared something to go in these flanks, and then you reveal which flank your stuff's going in at the same time, so you don't know where your opponent's stuff is.
Right.
Anyway, I tried to reposition. My Pistoliers were opposite some Tomb King chariots, and I was like, probably aren't very good at fighting them.
Yeah.
So let's try. Let's try and reposition these guys from left to right. So so they use their Vanguard move, which is their first move before the game, to go into a marching column, and then they use that over 2 turns to go right across the battlefield. It kind of worked, as in I mean, at the end of the day, they're movement 8 horses. So should they be able to go extreme from left to right in one move? Probably not. But it took them 2 turns of doing it. But they did end up then doing something on my right flank from my left. So, yeah.
I mean, you're still marching 16 inches or something.
16, 24. Yeah, like you can go 24.
Oh,
Like
well,
yeah,
that's a long way, isn't
go
it?
triple move, but you can't reform like afterwards. So you can't go from I'm here to there and in the right formation. Yeah, that takes more.
Okay.
And I'm sure musicians used to help you reform, and it's like that's not what they do. Like, but there's a lot of ways to reform in the game. Like,
Yes, they definitely.
even when you win a combat, you can reform and stuff. So it's like there's loads of like if you want to always stick your units in the same formation, of course you can. But there's loads of opportunities to change them up, like at the same for no negative.
Okay, so without talking about it too much, you
Yeah.
enjoyed it?
Yeah, no, I played Phil, and it was cool, and I was more interested in like trying to get the rules down, and like this year this is the game system I'm going to be playing in the club to help the club like thrive alongside Warmaster, and yeah, I mean I can see it's not a proper tournament game, no way, these I can see the issues of monsters definitely, like as in how they are really strong and like how you
Not
count
monsters, monster characters.
monster characters, yeah. But the line issue is quite easy to fix because you just limit how far a line, a fighting rank is. That's quite an easy fix. And I'm told that so the fix is line hammer. There's dragon hammer is an issue.
Dragon hammer is
well,
called,
it's just termed. And there might be an issue with skirmish hammer, like if you have loads of skirmishes, that might be a problem.
Is it?
But I haven't seen that yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll have to see. But the only one that really struck out to me was the dragon hammer thing. That was straight off the bat. It's like shit. I was hoping we wouldn't go back here, where like the game was just like sending this bowling ball into a flank that just fucking rips up the whole army because nothing can stand to it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in the flank, it's just like forget about it.
And the game is either then can you fight this thing or do you ignore it completely?
You can't ignore it, it's going to eat your army.
Well, I don't know. Like, as in you have to like that's the thing is I guess the game comes down to basically two tactics, isn't it? In terms of like, can you take this thing on, or do you have to ignore it and do everything else and win that way?
So one of the armies I'm building is a dwarf army.
Oh, you are right.
Yeah, so I've built my first 1,000 points. I haven't painted very much apart from a test model. But you look at your dwarf army, you've got Slayer characters that can do a little bit of damage. But if you don't hit it with a cannon, how are you taking out this big fucking dragon?
I don't know. Like,
your rank and flank stuff's not doing anything because it's all dead. When it charges you, it's all dead. All your front rank's dead. With what?
Well, some really heavily protected dwarf character.
Well, maybe. But I've tried to. As I said, I put a pretty beefy Black Hawk boss.
Yeah.
With like armor piercing 3, strength 6, like 4 attacks or something. Nice armor, 2 up or whatever. I put him against.
A Saurus Old Blood.
Saurus Old Blood with nothing.
Yeah.
Just on a Carnosaur. The Carnosaur fucking ate my life. He did 3 wounds to it, but the thing's got 7 wounds.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. And he's full effect until he's gone.
Yeah, and the thing just ate my character and then ate my army.
Yeah.
So there was nothing could stand up to it. Nothing in my army apart from the character. And he got eaten alive first time.
I mean, in a way, it's like because I've seen like an interesting YouTube video recently of people people who play trying Old World, they should try like Song of Ice and Fire, like the differences between the systems. But it is just like because it is like when you're comparing it back to Warmaster, of course, it just doesn't have that problem, does it? You don't have like
deliberately.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It doesn't have these characters.
You got a Dragon Rider, could potentially be the worst, like most OP thing in the game.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not. Yeah,
no. I mean, it can do some work, but 270 points is a lot of points.
That's been reduced from
on 300 points. Huh?
Yeah, but also the way characters are in Warmaster are just it's just such a dichotomy, isn't it? It's so different, of like what more characters in Warmaster are compared to like the new this Old World, which is the Warhammer the Old World, which is the current fantasy edition.
Like for example, a high elf dragon character.
Yeah.
With a sword, you're running at like 190 for a hero with a sword on a dragon.
Yeah,
that can do a lot of work
in Warmaster.
Yeah. But that's 1/10 of your army points, and you've still got an army to build to fight with. You've got a general to put in the list. You've got to need a wizard in the list.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets caught in the unit, he's going to die.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good he is.
No, it's like,
even if you win the combat, you're still where you are.
I mean, that's something you forget. People often forget. I think is that the character he can't leave the combat. So as long as the combat is still going on, he's fixed in place. And at times that can be used against you, definitely. because you like that combat still continues, and then and then it goes into the opponent's turn. You can't withdraw out of it, and more stuff.
But even if you win the combat and withdraw, you're still at the mercy of the other guy's turn.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he gets into you and ties you up and puts everything into killing that dragon's going to go. Yeah. It's only a unit. Best case scenario, that unit's got 9 wounds. Might have 4 up armor if it's Silverhelm, but it's still got 9 wounds. Yeah, exactly. That's it. And you could grind that down over multiple turns. You could even put stuff behind him and just win the combat and roll them all out.
Get it that way, yeah. It is a fine thing. Like, so when you commit characters. Yeah, that's why people just won't commit their generals.
Well, unless you're playing Warmaster Melee.
That's the way Warmaster Melee. Yeah, which we'll talk about when it comes up to it. But yeah.
Because I was talking to Jan, I was like, what is this, the Paul Winter rule? Why the fuck am I... In what world am I committing my general? The only bonus is that if he dies, I don't automatically lose.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about how that works. But that's it. I've still lost my general, mate.
Yeah, you still have your lost general.
In an army that's going to have like 2 or 3 characters max.
Well,
unless you're Paul Winter.
Are we on to that topic?
No.
No.
So, what else have I been doing? I've been watching Masters of the Air.
Master, yeah.
Although I'm 5 episodes in, so 1 behind.
Uh-huh.
And I was getting really kind of, not tired, but I was like, you know that you need to have an emotional contact with content in order for it to be like entertaining or engaging. So I watched Madam Web recently, and that film's like just dog shit. But because I don't care.
Reviews, isn't it?
I don't care about any of this. It's just shit. But so this Masters of the Air is like, it started off nice, and they're building characters, and then it's like the Blackadder 20-minute thing. It's like you can't get attached to anybody because they don't live. Nobody's living. It's like the beginning of Game of Thrones where you don't know who's dying, but instead of like the odd character dying, it's like fucking everybody's dying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you didn't see him actually die. His plane just blew up. Maybe he's still alive. Or you didn't see this guy die. Maybe he's still alive. Well, maybe they are, but they're likely.
No, it's cool because in the next episode you find out like more. But it's not. Every episode isn't just like them. Okay, this is the bombing run over some horrible target, and them all getting shot out of the sky. It's like there's been 2 episodes now where there hasn't been a dogfight. There hasn't been plane on plane action. There hasn't been plane on plane action. Right. But that's cool. It's how the series evolves in terms of like where these characters are, like where it's choosing to focus your attention.
I like it. It's definitely better than Pacific.
Yes, yeah.
It's definitely not as good as the Band of Brothers. Nowhere near.
I suppose.
Because you can't get attached to any fucking characters.
No, okay, but it's like in terms of when it's set, like so episode 6 is set in October 1943. Like there's no like, I think the war. You could argue like the war has turned by that point, but still it's like
they've lost Russia, haven't they? By this point,
yes, yeah. But it's like but the war, D-Day hasn't happened yet. But what I'm saying is in Band of Brothers, like they've always once they've landed on the beaches and they've stormed them and they've established a beachhead, it's inevitable the Allies will win because they've got a lot more logistics then to throw into the best Germany can go for is like some kind of favourable peace settlement. But with Masters of the Air, it's like I think the war's still more in the balance. Like,
I agree. So they're still bombing Britain and stuff. So exactly. It's still coming both ways.
They're still getting hit back. And exactly and the casualty rates these Americans take.
That's another thing, right? Because this is probably historically accurate, but you don't go into a theatre of war and say, well, we're going to do only daylight missions, and the British saying, well, we've been doing this for fucking years, mate, getting absolutely fucking pummeled. What are you talking about, daylight fucking missions?
I think, well, that's exactly like what was being said, wasn't it?
Like, so you do the first few missions and you get your fucking arse handed to you, but then you keep doing them and you go like, hang on a fucking minute, mate. What are you doing? Each one of these planes got 10 people in it, so you lose 8 planes at 80 people, 16 planes, 160 trained fucking people, not just one trained pilot and 7 navigators who've just only come off YTS schemes. All trained fucking crew.
Yep.
And you got like, it's like reminding me of like Over the Top, in the First World War with the trenches. You just get over the top. It's like, mate, you're not learning. You can't do fucking daylight missions.
Well, they don't. They never stop doing them. Like,
well, they must have stopped because they ran out of fucking stuff to do it with.
I don't know.
They must have calmed down. They can't have done it at the pace they were doing in 1943 all the way through because they didn't have the resources. We were still bombing, but bombing at night over fucking Dresden and stuff.
That's what the RAF was all.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I don't know enough about it. I don't know if the Americans changed their tactic.
But if you look at the burn rate of what they're going through crews and planes, how could they possibly keep up with that?
Well, they have they just keep churning more pilots into it, like more crew into it, I guess.
It's just like.
I mean, it's good.
But there's a certain. I don't really want to like kind of rag on that kind of mentality, but there's a certain like arrogance to it. We're going to do it our way, no matter what the cost.
Yeah.
People are like, well, that's nuts, mate. That's what the Russians do. That's just the Russians just throw fucking men at it. It's like you kill 1 million, we got 10 million fucking more. What are you going to do?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's just there's no. Whatever the word is, solitude for your men. You've got to fucking have at least some regard for your fucking men. They're just not like poker chips or going all in.
Mm-hmm.
So I find it quite painful.
I mean, I've been loving it personally.
Maybe you just don't think about things.
No, of course, yeah, of course. But it's just well done. It's like it's got the production behind it to look amazing.
Yeah, but the other thing is like, how many dogfights do I need to see? How many flak attacks do I need to see? I know that's what they did, but I mean, it's quite difficult to kind of differentiate between this bombing raid coming through all the flak and the next bombing raid coming through all the flak.
Yeah, but maybe that's why what you're meant to do with it, isn't it? I guess in terms of like for them, they're just blurring into one like endless situation.
See, without knowing, because I've never been obviously trained as a pilot or anything, that one of the tactics they used was to kind of close group everything.
Yeah, that's right. Box formations. Yeah.
In order to protect from fighters.
Fighters. Yeah.
Yeah. To try but I would have thought that just made it easier for the flak.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah. So they were a bunch to protect them from the fighters. Then the flak hits them more. They're spread out for the flak, or the fighters get them more.
And also they've got all these multiple angles of machine gunners.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
They must be shooting the shit out of each other in this close formation, because there's no way you're going like 60 rounds a fucking second or whatever, then you just drop your finger just as
they haven't actually shown like a friendly
fight.
fight.
They must have been raking the shit out of each other.
I guess it did happen. Yeah.
Must have been.
Yeah.
Because how could you not? You're tracking a fucking fighter and then you just run through another plane.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't know. Tactically, I mean, it is what it is, but if I was in charge, I'd say, look, man, we need a different strategy. Let's go at night. Let's have a wide formation and just come in single file when we bomb and fuck off home, mate.
I don't know.
Let's go get a beer.
Well, they did a lot of that.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's worth watching.
Well recommend it. Yeah, well recommend it. It's like yeah.
And it's nice to have a nice Barry in the world doing Barry stuff.
Barry.
The Barry. The Irish, like Keogh or whatever his name is, Keogh?
What?
It's like Keegan with a K.
Oh, is one of the actors called Barry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, he was in Saltmarsh. He's been in loads of stuff recently.
Uh-huh.
Like the small guy from New York.
Right.
One of the pilots. I think he went episode 3 or something.
Oh, right, okay, right.
What didn't, or maybe did. Who knows? Anyway, so we can tie up that stuff now.
Yeah.
Put a pause here.
Attention! If you need to get your miniatures safely from point A to point B, then get yourself a KR multi-case. KR multi-cases come in all manner of different shapes and sizes and have gamer-friendly pricing. So do yourself a favour and get yourself a KR multi-case today. Soft foam, hard cases.
So we're going to talk about Tri-Wiz and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So 18th, I think 18th, 16th, 17th, sometime around then.
The 16th of March.
16th of March, Saturday, Saffron Walden, the world's poshest fucking market town.
Yeah.
What a place. It's like going back to the 70s.
Yeah, well, that's what... Yeah.
It's nice.
Nice, yeah.
It's nice. So the Scottish guys are coming down.
Yeah,
John's coming down from Cromarty.
There's a real lovely list of people here. I've got it pulled up. There it is.
So just talking about John, Cromarty John, I've been doing some of his ancient stuff, 15mm. He's also he does some great sculpture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you're ever interested in 10 or 15mm ancients, please look at John's stuff.
Yeah.
It is exceptional. So
Yeah, they've got 23 people. I'm not sure they're going to fit everybody in. Oh, no,
it's doubles,
it's
isn't it?
doubles, isn't it? Yeah.
so
it's
something
doubles,
something like
Four
6 tables, isn't
four
it?
Yeah, I suppose, actually, yeah. Didn't think of that.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
24 6 tables.
That's right. 6, 4, 12, 24, yeah.
Wow, so it's not much at all.
Yeah, well, okay. Well,
Very communal.
But it suits the room, actually, because some of the table sizes they're not all 6x4. Yeah, like in the room.
I think they've had a dozen tables in there, maybe.
I think so.
With the extension room.
But anyway, so Tri-Wiz list. So we talk about what the event is first.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a 1-day mixed doubles.
So one day where there is 1,250 points to the 1,000 point min maximum. So that's the first category.
So you want to get one lot of cannons.
One unit of cannons, yeah. And you'll be paired with someone each round, which will be scored individually. Work together for your mutual benefit.
So how do they judge who goes with who? Is it like random?
It's random. I think it's random. And I think that I think it is all completely random. There's two erratas for the event, which one is really granular and I guess doesn't mean anything. Page 41, attack modifiers table, line 6, delete side or.
I guess that's a Jimism.
I don't know what that is.
Because I can't imagine Jan has come up with that
I do not know what that is.
So what do you mean, page 6, delete side or?
I don't know. Let's just see if
I'll look at that book while you carry on reading.
Page 41 is actually is what he's talking about.
Page 41.
Then the second one, which is what the event is about.
We've got a sign book as well.
When a general is killed, the player makes an immediate command roll for another commander to take over. These succeed if the new commander rolls their unmodified value or lower. Player chooses sequence, but all heroes must be tested for
hang on a
wizards.
second. That is a big change.
Oh, what is it?
Right, so attack modifiers. Attack value of a stand is modified by tactical factors as shown below.
Yeah.
These represent different tactical situations by means of bonuses or penalties. And then you've got charging, monster charging, pursue attack, pursue +3, fighting terrifying enemy -1.
Yep.
Confused -1.
Yep.
Enemy facing own side or rear.
Yeah.
So we're removing side or.
Right.
So it's only if you're fighting to the rear.
So you don't have -1 attack for fighting to the side. Is that what it's saying?
That's exactly how I'm reading it.
Okay. Oh.
When you're side to side,
Yeah.
you know that when you're fighting to the side to somebody else's side, I don't normally.
Oh, okay. So
normally
is that
include that -1.
first errata? Is that saying that you don't get a -1 attack if you're hitting the flank?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So if you get charged in the flank and they're on the front and you're on your flank, you don't get -1 according to this.
that's something we'll have to ask on the event. Like,
Well, that's what it says.
Well, yeah. Just is that what they mean? Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure it's what it means because it says just remove own side or. So it says enemy facing rear, enemy facing own rear -1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's your show. Your
Jim will produce a clearer explanation. There you go. Listen to Jim's.
It looks like a Jimism. I can see it.
Fair enough.
Their event, their rules.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Then, when a general is killed, I'll read this again. The player immediately makes a command roll for another commander to take over. These succeed if the new commander rolls their unmodified value or lower. Players choose a sequence, but all heroes must be tested for wizards.
Right.
The new general's command range extends to the whole table, and they retain their previous command value. If all fails their rolls, their army withdraws. So there you go. So if you commit your general, he dies. Then if you've got a hero, he steps up. If you pass a command check, he's the hero.
Just a straight command check.
Straight command check.
So
if he fails, then you've got a wizard. He steps up and you make a command check. He has a go. And if it fails, and then if you run out of characters, you've lost your general and you've withdrawn. So it's like, you
so there's still, I mean, at best, I'm only going to have one other character. So
well, we'll talk. So that's the event rules basically. And it's each round. If you remember, from a year ago, because I listened back to hear my list again, is that you just paired randomly with somebody else at the event. And it's just then you are playing as a team, but you're scored individually, which is quite.
How does that work?
Well, I think it's in terms of they have a scoring system in terms of I think how many victory points you get or something.
How do you know what you've got and then what the other person's got?
I'm not sure. Right? I mean,
you played in the bloody.
But I can't remember. I just was winning.
Won it. I don't know how I won it. I just won it.
There was levels of victory. And I think if you broke, that was it. If you broke both the opponents, you got 4 points. I think if you broke one of them and you won, you got 3 points.
Okay.
And then scaling it down 2 and 1.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So because I came away with 4-4-3 last time, and that won the event for me.
Who did you play with? I mean, it's on.
It's on go. Well,
you don't remember?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, go back and record. Yeah, like
the Men in Black have been here.
Yeah. So, what is your list, Barry?
Oh wow! So when you should take yours because you're doing the same one as last year, aren't you?
Because
what did you win with?
Because I won this event, I'm going to take exactly the same
Just
list.
roll it back again
And see if it's all luck or if it's skill at all. So I've gone for.
I'm sure it's a mixture of both, sir.
So I've gone for Dark Elves, and I've gone for the minimum core, which is that's 2 spearmen and 1 crossbowman. I've got 2 units of Dark Riders, 3 units of Cold One Knights, 1 Harpy, and then a general. He's got a Sword of Fate to make up 5 points. A hero and a manticore with a Sword of Might, and a wizard. And that's my breakpoint is 5. And
3 characters.
3 characters. So
only 1 magic hand, just the sword.
Just the swords to make up points.
And we're not going to worry about blunders.
It's not going to happen.
It did happen last time, apparently. Yeah, I remember you saying in game 3. I remember it happening.
It's not going to matter. Yeah, I think it's not going to matter. Yeah.
I think your general might have ended up in real trouble.
Yeah. But that's fine. You can lose the general in this one. But again, I'm taking the same attitude as I did last time because when I was listening to myself, like in terms of last night, right, what did I take last time and what was my reason? It's exactly the same. I wouldn't want to take a list which is totally lame. In terms of because it's random pairing. Yeah. I want to really put with someone I don't know, and I brought a terrible list.
Well, you want 3 cold ones for a start.
Yeah, so exactly.
I'm sure they do some work.
So I am firing cold 1 bullets at things, but all my offensive power is in the cavalry. If there's exactly the same as last time. If there's a lot of scenery on the table or an opponent hides in what scenery there is, I can't do a thing about it. I've got not the thing to go into woods. I've got 2 units of spearmen. Like that. And the harpies are there to. It's always good to have a unit of flyers for tactical situations, like catch people behind. There shouldn't be too much artillery, I guess, across.
I would have thought minimal artillery.
Unless the pairing that they paired up again, try to combine it together.
Why would you bring just 1 cannon? It's not doing anything.
Well, exactly. You're kind of hoping that your random opponent, your partner, brings a unit of artillery as well. I guess. So anyway, I'll be firing Cold One Knights at people, and maybe I'll come away with the win again. I don't know.
Right.
But a lot of it will be. I have a list that can't fight everything, and I have to get lucky in my opponents, as I did last time. As in I fought 3 things that I could fight.
Oh, well, that helps.
Well, exactly.
Right, so this year I'm going for Samurai.
Nippon.
Nippon.
Right.
Yeah, the Nippon.
Different.
I tried to watch Shogun last night to get me in the mood, but I couldn't do it. I don't know. It just didn't grip me. There's a new show.
Oh right, a new show. Yeah, is that out already?
Disney Plus. It's on 2
okay.
episodes. But
Okay.
I think I'll try again over the weekend to get me in the mood. Nippon, the new Nippon. So we'll maybe talk about a bit more about the army makeup, in a different episode, because there's quite a lot going on with the new Nippon list.
Right. Okay.
I'm not sure we've even done an episode on the new Nippon list.
I don't think so. No. But anyway, talk us through
because the Nippon and the Cathay list came out about this time last year at the end of the voting window, and they're quite different to what they were.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 1 Ashigaru, basically spearmen,
right,
halberdiers, 4 samurai. I mean, this is where it's at for me, obviously. Saurus.
Yeah.
So 4, 3, 5 plus for 80 points, but the 80 points gets them a plus and a minus. So the reason Saurus is 75 points, just to put it on record, is that they've got fucking cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
In an army where you basically can order them with 20 centimetre range, can't you?
Yeah.
Because they're fucking cold-blooded. So it's basically you're undead. So in here, is it Bush? Well, what's the fucking? I don't know this list well enough. It's not Shogun. It's not that. Here. Samurai live their life by a strict code. Bushido is the rule of honour and ideals. The troops do not like losing face. Fair enough. So they cannot use initiative to evade. I don't do that very often with frontline troops. And they roll 1 less dice for drive back. So,
right. Okay.
It just sucks.
I'm just gonna type it out here so I can comment on it at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got 4 units of samurai.
Yeah.
Because they're Saurus with the 5-point tax, but they don't have cold-blooded, and they have this Bushido rule, which is a bit. I don't see the not being able to initiative evade, because when would you do that with Saurus?
Rarely. Yeah, but
What am I facing that I'm running away from? How is it better for me to run away than to run at them?
I don't know.
Well, if you run at something, you've got 5 attacks, haven't you? If you're running away, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So maybe if there was a solitary stand or something. Mikata, Ronin and Monks. They used to be based on the samurai entry, but now they're fanatics.
Yep.
So we've got 2 units of fanatics. Ninja, who I think look like gutter runners.
Ninja, 60 points. Yes, that looks like the gutter runner rules.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yep.
So a unit of gutter runners because anything that you can get behind somebody to fuck up their command. We don't, they do have access to flyers as well, but I haven't gone down the flyer route. So we have a unit of gutter runners, a unit of Oni, who are black orcs with like a spirit rule. So they have the demon-y rule. And they also
Temple demons,
yeah. So they're immune to
they
terror.
suffer demonic instability.
And have instability, but I've only got 1 unit of those because you're only allowed 1. 3 samurai cavalry who are boar boys with the Bushido rule, I think. Then we have a shogun with a sword of might. Because I mean, if he's going to fight, I've only got 2 characters. I've got 10 points.
You're taking 2 characters. Oh, hang on, you've taken a hero with a scroll of dispelling.
He's not. It's like the runesmith.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
They don't have magic.
They don't have magic. Yeah, okay.
So there's effectively a runesmith.
So yeah, he's got the same rules. Yeah.
With a scroll of dispelling. And that he can only have 1 item. He's got the scroll because that's what he's gonna. He's gonna shut down. Because how the runesmith works is you get your 4-up roll to see if the spell goes off.
Yeah.
And if it does, you dispel it with the scroll. So I mean, half the time it's not even going off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially with these small point games, if you don't bring a dispel scroll and somebody's doing something like they brought Albion and they get a ring of magic and they get 3 fucking fenders.
Yeah, it's quite swingy, isn't it?
Sake.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Your question will be whether you use that scroll of dispelling to stop something that is going to affect your partner. That'll be interesting for you.
Well, the thing is always on, isn't it? The bubble.
Yeah, the bubble. But do you throw away do you use your item to protect your partner?
I would.
Yeah, because you can carry on playing after your opponent withdraws.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what happened with me.
Did you?
Yeah,
kept swinging, yeah.
No, yeah, you keep going.
So the break is 6.
6.
I might try and adjust it to make it break 7 by taking out 2 Oni. Taking out the Oni and bringing in a couple of hounds, and then they'll have some more points because they're cheap, like Chaos.
Yeah, I suppose you could because you've got samurai.
Yeah.
As in. The difference between samurai and Oni, stats wise, is 1 hit. You could probably live with this 4 samurai, couldn't you?
Yeah, so I could get more than that samurai. So if they bring in the 2 Oni, not Oni, the 2 dogs, whatever the fuck the dogs are called in this list, who have got the temple demon rules again. They're 40 points. They're templated on the vampire count direwolves rather than chaos hounds. But they're still getting the flank. They still eat stuff up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Although you don't get the -1 attack from this that Jim said. So maybe that flank attack's not as good as it was.
Well,
you need a rear attack. But that would then push the break even further potentially. And
get to 7.
And being Nippon, they get a free break.
Oh, is that a cool rule?
Yeah, it's an army rule.
What?
In the army rule, if you click on army rules on the.
Oh yeah, sorry. Honour and duty. Nipponese army mustered for war is unlike any other. Values of honour and duty are so ingrained in the culture of Nipponese society they will stick around to fight as many others would leave in disgrace. Represents they get 1 to the number of units they would lose before withdrawing. For example, an army with 16 units, normally deploy with 8 units of so that's instead of them only caring about samurai. Yeah. Fair enough then. Yeah.
So
honour and duty.
At the moment it's 7, but I might try and push it to 8. Which seems like a fucking ridiculous amount of break.
But why not?
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Especially as I'm not going to be exposing anything trash. I mean, the trashiest thing I'm exposing probably are ninjas.
Or your bowmen, I suppose. Yeah. No, you haven't got them.
No, I'm not taking crossbowmen if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Because they don't do enough in their own. What's 1 unit crossbowman going to do? You've got no artillery. Yeah. Forget about it. If you take loads.
I've taken a unit crossbowman because I have to take a unit crossbowman.
But would you if you didn't?
In that build, no.
Well, you've got the horses as well.
I've got the Dark Riders, so they can combine together.
But the difference with the Dark Riders, they get close enough, they're putting out 12 shots.
Yeah, exactly. But I know if I in my list, if I could not have taken crossbow, I wouldn't have done. because it's the nature of the game. But that is why it's Warmaster.
So we'll see. I think the
very interesting list, actually. Very different, like very new.
The Nippon Army rule, the free break, I think is probably reasonable at 2,000 points. I think it's a bit piss-takey at smaller points because the free break is like quite a big.
Yeah, because it doesn't stack, does it? Like,
it doesn't scale.
It doesn't scale at all.
Yeah. So, I'm abusing that.
Yeah, well, it's you. But also it's it's also the issue of like the high elves. Like I do like their. Oh, that might be something I need to suggest actually. Then on the army, or the high elf army having one less break as a core rule.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it worked really well. Like,
it works really well to keep high elves down. But okay.
But if the Nippon
this was my problem with bringing in this rule into the game. Yeah. If I'm being really completely honest, because once you start down this road, then why stop? Why not give Skaven +3? Because why not?
That'd be awesome.
Why not? Why not? They get 3 fucking extra because there's millions of bastards.
Yeah. Suppose
unlimited swarm or whatever the fuck.
Because if
you die, just come back on.
If honour and duty is one side of the coin +1, there's theoretically would be something in the army is in the game that is a negative one.
Yeah, so I think a better way to do it would be through points costs.
Yes.
So whatever, because then you're not restricted in how you spend it.
Yeah.
So maybe make something slightly cheaper or make a general slightly more expensive or whatever. But you can't really make the high elf stuff any more expensive because it's already everything's always going up with the high elves and the stuff's going down. Yeah. The real problem's Command 10, isn't it? We've been around this. It doesn't matter what the fuck you give them. Yeah. If you give them Command 10, they're going to make it work.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not having that discussion. So that's my list. I'm borrowing the stuff off Janice.
Right, fair enough. Yeah.
I do want to play Nippon.
Yeah.
And I have bought some stuff to make. Warmaster is a big commitment to paint an army at 2,000 points.
Yeah.
And I've got so many half-finished armies. I've got armies that are painted. Like, I've got a Chaos army and an Araby army that are painted and I haven't even fucking based them. Because I paid them to be commission painted and I didn't pay them to be based.
You haven't done the... Oh, Barry.
I think, hey, listen, this is how long they've been painted. They were from, what's this face? The teacher in Wales.
Oh, Alex McGee.
Yeah. That's how long they've been painted. And they're just sat in boxes. Waiting to be based.
That's ridiculous, Barry.
She is. So the thought of having to paint an army from scratch is just like earth-shattering to me. Earth-shattering. I saw somebody who must be quite similar to me. They were posting up on a 10mm forum saying, "Is anybody taking commissions to paint Warmaster armies effectively?" I said, no. Radio static. It was like people were tagging people in and saying, "Oh, no." He said, "I've got an 18-month waiting list and it's still no." It's a fucking commitment painting one of these armies.
It is, yeah.
You've painted 2 for me.
Yeah.
Ogres and demons. Yeah, I don't know when the last time I painted one. I don't think I bought a painted Empire army.
Yeah, have you
Rid painted a high elf army for me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've painted an army. I can't do it. The scale is just so punishing.
Well, I like the scale. I mean, in terms of, I like the painting of the scale.
Optically.
No, right.
So if I'm having to use a mirror, like one of these magnifying
Oh, I see,
shits,
right, yeah. So you focusing on it, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad before my eyes started going, and now my eyes are going. It's like, oh man, I just can't do it. So it just makes me laugh that people can't even find someone to pay. Because now the price with the 3D printing, the price is not... And John Cromarty Forge had this discussion with me years ago. He said, in the future, the price isn't the price of the miniatures, the price is the painting.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is going to paint all this stuff? You can print 1,000 armies out, man.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
unless you're going to play with bare plastic. Or
no, so like you're giving away like prizes of printed models, and it's like really it'd be better to give away like a painting service or painting.
How much
stuff.
does it cost?
Yeah, exactly.
No, seriously, how much did it cost to paint an army? You can't really. It's got to be like £10 a unit. It's got to be.
Got to be at least, yeah.
Got to be. I mean, that's like floor. The floor.
Yeah.
Mates rates.
Yeah.
And how many units do you need for an army? 20? 25?
20. Yeah. So, how do we think we're going to do? I'll let you answer this first, Barry.
I'm going to try and break this army list.
course you are.
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I played Janice with he had Samurai years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Janice hasn't brought it out. Maybe he's going to do.
Is he TOing?
I don't know. I don't know who's in charge.
Is he listed down as a player?
He's the guy I've been speaking to about it.
Let's have a look.
So anyway, I'm just hoping to have fun, and get drunk.
No, I think he's TOing, so he's not playing. Mm-hmm.
So
And Jim will be TOing as well. Yeah.
So I've booked a hotel.
Yeah, same here.
We couldn't get the one in the town centre because
Was
it's sold
it
out.
booked out?
It's been booked out for a while. So in a Premier Inn,
yeah,
I bought breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a curry.
What time did the breakfast start? Did it say?
It's normally like 6:30 till 9:30,
Oh, okay,
7 till 10, that
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's in they have a restaurant attached normally.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So curry in the evening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally slaughtered. Crawl back to bed.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Be good. Be a good event.
It will be a good event. Yeah.
Oh, the Scots coming down.
It is, yeah. I mean, they certainly get the names, don't they? That's fantastic. Yeah. And yeah, for me,
But it must be fucking shot coming down Southern money. You know, like £100 hotel rooms, £6 a pint. What the fuck is this?
I mean, obviously, I'm taking the same list that won the event last year, so I've got to be confident. But as a caveat before, it'll be all down to who I'm partnered with, and more importantly, I remember in all three of my games, it was basically one-on-one. They were basically one-on-one matches, like who you're fighting opposite. Yeah.
So it boiled down to how many blunders you roll, because you've got nothing to mitigate,
nothing to mitigate that,
and how your 5 cavalry compete against their 5 cavalry, or 6 cavalry, or whatever they've got.
But I'll set it up like I'll be setting up my Cold War Knights to charge in on 10s. Like that'll be how I'll be trying to set it up. So hopefully I can roll that better than somebody else. But, yeah. That's cool.
Well, they're not likely to have 10s, are they? That's the thing.
It's like I'm not lying. It's good, but it did well last time. Mine against yours would be an interesting matchup.
Well, it's funny how you keep banjoing the high elves, and they've not got access to cold ones on Command 10, have they?
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, but they have a way of slaughtering their own characters. Okay, so that's a Tri-Wiz, and we will probably record. No, we're not. We're driving. We have to go drive separately.
We don't have to drive separately,
But,
only if you're doing something.
Yeah. So, but we'll try to record something there, which will be quite good. Yeah.
Okay.
2 of you together, that's fine. But what if one of you is the monster?
Monster? They're British, you know.
Okay, next section, we're going to talk about Barry's project for 2024.
Go on.
So I was planning my summer hauls, and as always, the fucking kids managed to crash on that BritCon event. It always happens. We start off with the best of the world. I'm going to go to BritCon. I'm going to go bring out your lead and all these fucking events that happen in the summer, and then some holidays happen. Jo, my wife, can't get the time off work, or she can only get certain time off. The kids have got school, so we have to go in the school holidays.
So what was?
So I'm not running any events.
So what is the story? How come you're not at BritCon? Because we've gone on.
I know, but then for whatever reason, I'm not on the list for BritCon, and now I'm not available. I'm in America. So.
Oh right, now you're not available. How comes you weren't on the list in the first place then?
I don't know. I never bothered chasing that.
Oh, okay.
We went through the preliminaries, the foreplay, and then when the list came out, it wasn't on that. So maybe he was waiting for something from me he never got. I don't know.
Or an admin error, just a click. Yeah.
Could have been some went into the spam mail. But at the end of the day, I mean, everything happens for a reason, and now I'm in America for a couple of weeks instead. So
fair enough.
Summer,
yeah.
so
Right. Okay.
that's what we're doing.
Okay.
But it means I don't get to go to bring out your lead, and it's one of those things that I worry that there aren't that many of them left. You know what I mean? Because people are getting old.
Right. Okay.
Like, what's his face died? I can't remember the name of the guy. The creative influence behind Citadel.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
The guy I'm talking about.
I recognise his face of him. Yeah. Picture.
Yeah. And I can't remember his name offhand, which is terrible. But it is what it is. So yeah, I don't think he's particularly old. But everybody gets old, and eventually that generation will move away, and you've just got the faceless conglomerate that is GW. Mm-hmm. If you look in the GW history of the founding fathers, it just says GW was founded by 3 men or 3 people. 3 people.
3 people
with a common interest.
Yeah.
What? No fucking names. No Steve Jackson and Ian Livingston and the guy I can't remember. Just 3 people. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because they say you're not allowed to have anybody on camera. They don't want to make anybody famous now. So all you see is hands. I'm surprised at digitised voices. Like everybody sounded like Boone.
Servitors. like
Painting
insert
servitor.
paint here now. like
So they're just a monster, just trying to obliterate their own history.
Well, yeah, I mean that does. They're not the only people I know at the moment trying to do that. Wrestling's trying to do that at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah, because of the
With
whole.
what? Have they been bought out or something?
No, Vince McMahon is like has this awful allegation put against him, and
What, the man,
the man, yeah,
whose daughter was married to Triple H
That's
and
right,
all
that's
that
right,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Not
So-
that I know that much about wrestling.
and so he's been removed from the whole thing.
Removed? I thought he owned it. Didn't he try and do the NFL twice? XFL or something?
exactly.
Him?
Yeah. And as part of that removal, their biggest paid wrestler, Brock Lesnar, was also instigated, and he's getting removed from the history of the WWE as well. Yeah. So there you go.
That's mad, isn't it? It's just one thing to say like you're fired, but then to try and like change history, like 1984.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen
Yeah,
the book,
yeah,
and so
'cause
we go back and rewrite history.
They got track record of doing it because they had a wrestler, Chris Benoit, who was damaged and committed a terrible thing against it. Murdered is like a murder, and they removed him from the whole back catalogue, so he doesn't exist. Like in terms of officially, WWE doesn't exist. Like you'll never see WWE in Chris Benoit. So that's going to be the case also now with Brock Lesnar. And this is the guy that broke the Undertaker's streak. So it's like he is the highest paid, or he was the highest paid wrestler, and they're deleting him. Amazing. There you go.
But, well,
No one.
what a world we live in.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Anyway, so that's a side point. Carry on.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, so I needed somebody to focus my energy. So
Yep.
I thought, what do we need to do as a community to push the kind of game forward? And it was like I was thinking about War Mag.
Yeah.
It was good. War Magazine.
It was good. Yeah.
It was. And then there was the Warmaster. What did they call it? General's Compendium or something like that. What was the? There was like an annual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a Warhammer annual, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
No, I think there was a Warmaster annual or something. I can't remember what the fucking name of it thing was called. I'm not thinking about War Mag. There was another thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of. But anyway, it was a way for the community that don't rely on Facebook, because not everybody wants to deal with Facebook.
Okay.
And if you don't deal with Facebook, how do you find stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can go to a forum, but I mean forums are like old tech.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was reading my War Games Illustrated.
Yeah.
That still exists.
Yeah,
and I was
it does,
reading you read your White Dwarf, which is back from the dead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, why don't we do something like that as a community? Why do we not so I've approached people like Matthew Street and stuff to talk about his art. And, and it would be a place for the FAQ to live.
Yeah.
And it would be a place for the army list updates to live annually. And it would be a place for people who want to do funny stuff. So if somebody wants to do the Regiments of Renown, we've already got somebody that's done that, or that's just an example. Somebody wants to do some funny scenarios, or somebody wants to do a fucking halfling list, because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, how do you disseminate this to the wider world? If somebody wants to do a halfling list, it's just a bit of fun. It's not going to get backdoored in like the Witch Hunters did.
Yep.
Because apparently that came through this process. It went into a magazine somewhere, and then suddenly it was adopted.
Yep.
Hopefully it's just for fun.
Yep.
So it'll just be a place...
So good intentions.
Good intent. So every year, hopefully, we'll be able to produce a document that will have some best stuff from the community, some maybe stuff about painting, some stuff about art, stuff about list building. So maybe get some of the top tier guys to kind of talk about how they build lists. Also, it won't just be restricted to Revolutions, because Revolution is just one strand in this boat.
Yeah.
So there are other games out there. There's the Battle of the Five Armies. There's the Ancients. There's Medieval.
Yep.
There's even a Napoleonics. There's a Westeros version.
Yep.
I'm sure I've seen a Lord of the Rings, not the Battle of the Five Armies, but a kind of wider Lord of the Rings game kicking around. And then also there was the successor games, the kind of your Black Powders and Piping Shot and stuff. It's all Warmaster at its heart. So hopefully it'll be a place that people can bring together ideas and stuff. And there's no money involved. There's no advertising involved. There's no commercial this, that, or the other. It's just like a free magazine for people who like the game.
So like one a year?
One a year.
Yeah.
One a year after the voting period. So
and people would like get it. It'd be like a free PDF.
free PD.
Yeah, cool.
Absolutely always free.
Yeah.
Because we don't want any shit for anybody. We don't want anybody. Once you start trying to make money out of shit, that's when things go wrong.
Yeah.
So
That's nice. I mean, that's not that. That's something that's different. Like no, it's not currently there.
yeah, I was looking at the because I thought, oh, should I move the date? Because I can't now do this fucking BritCon thing.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find anywhere to move it because there's fucking events everywhere now, and that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. So why am I trying to do something that 6, 7, 8, 9 people are already doing in the UK?
Yeah.
There's events in Scotland. There was an event in 2 events in Scotland now. There was an event in the Midlands. There was events. Yeah. You've got events. Thingy's got events. Ian's got events. There's events fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
why? Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't. There's the LGT still.
So there won't be Warmaster at the LGT.
Oh.
No, there won't be.
That was on the list.
Yeah,
to
but
talk about.
well, carry on talking about your journal.
Right. So, but you're doing your alternative.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's point 6.
All right. Well, yeah. So, yeah. So then there were plenty of events. There's plenty of time. There's the Tri-Wiz.
Yep.
Plenty of events. Like I would have thought you could go to an event every month or 2.
I don't know if they're that regular, but yeah.
There's probably that many in the UK, and they're picking up around the world.
Yeah.
The events. So that's good. That's good. So yeah. Focus my energy somewhere else. I need someone to put my energy because we're in the final stretch now on the voting. We've got the end of the proposal windows tomorrow. Then we got all the voting, and then we've lost a committee member, so we need to replace that committee member.
Yep.
And then it kind of goes to bed, and people go out back into the world, do their normal stuff.
Yep.
There is communication. There's the experimental forum and stuff, but it kind of hibernates then until the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
Really, the workload.
Right.
So yeah, I think it'll be good. Hopefully we don't get into trouble for using the name Warmaster Journal.
Yeah. I mean, you might have to be careful.
Oh, it's called Warmaster fucking Revolution.
I
don't think they own the term Warmaster. GW. I don't think think they do because I don't think they give a fuck about Warmaster.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even. I don't think they've even pretended to protect that IP.
Yeah.
Because the old world, I mean, that's obviously protected now, and whatever they're bringing into the old world, called whatever they're going to call them now, Seraphim or whatever the fuck they call stuff.
Yep.
Elves are still called elves, though, aren't they?
In
the old world.
Well, it's spelled.
It's spelled differently.
Like elves or something. Yeah.
Elves. Of course. So yeah, I think it'll be all right, Warmaster. Because Warmaster is a term. It's a master of war, isn't it? It just happens to be.
Yeah.
The game's also called that. So we will see. I don't really want to have to get into any legal nonsense, but
stay away from that if you can help it. Yeah.
Yeah. So. And that kind of rolls into what I was going to say. So if anybody has got stuff they want to submit, find a committee member is the easiest way to get it into the journal. And the hard deadline will be the end of April. And hopefully it'll be out at the beginning of May.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
So,
excellent.
there you go.
Lovely thing. Hope it cracks on. Right.
I hope so. Well, hopefully you can put something in maybe occasionally.
Yeah. Well, okay. Talk about this 0.5 then for you.
Oh, Eman G. So this is So this was a sad story, but so it was a guy who apparently was ripping out of. I mean, this is not ideal, is it? He was ripping some STL files out of the Total War game. I don't know how you do such a thing, but he did.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you do that, but go on.
Well, whatever. Let's assume he did that. And then they took a lot of work to prepare because you can't just print the stuff that comes out of the Total War. I don't know.
It's a cute game.
Yeah. So whatever he did to repair them and stuff, and then he was putting them up.
Ah, right. Okay.
And there was quite a lot of stuff. I only discovered it the night before he got took down. So I went on. I was looking for some squigs, some bigger squigs, cave squig, colossal squig, or whatever. And I thought, oh, these are quite nice. So I downloaded a few squigs and aquatic trolls, and then I went back the next day and I printed I printed them off, the trolls. I said, oh, these look quite good. Quite nice detail. Some of the details a bit thin because I had to scale them down.
Yeah.
And I went back on and completely shut down. Gone. Boom.
Ah, well, cease and desist, I guess.
No, not just cease and desist. Cease and desist would have been nice.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're going to court. We're taking your fucking house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. What, as if he continued or?
No. No, continue.
Right. But who gave that to him then? The computer game company or the?
No, I think it was GW.
Oh man.
Came after him like full fucking on. So no cease and desist. So he like shut everything down instantly, obviously, and said I'm declaring bankruptcy and stuff, and
totally.
my lawyers have told me I'm fucked, basically. Like, ugh. So I mean, yes, okay, he maybe shouldn't have done what he did, but I mean, he wasn't making money that I could see. I mean, he was disseminating them for free.
Right. Okay. Oh.
And I don't know how close to the sale he flew. This is the problem, because people want, they don't want to pay GW money, and they say, like, even when I was doing my Black 8 stuff, which is kind of like hibernating now or whatever, it doesn't look like the GW stuff. Of course it doesn't fucking look like the GW stuff. Why would I do that?
Yeah, it's a reason. Like,
why would I sculpt stuff that GW could take my house for?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, explain that to the wife.
Sorry, we're going to have to go move out.
Yeah.
GW's taking my house.
Take my house. Sorry about that.
So, yes, there's no... But that's what people want.
Yeah.
They want that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have it necessarily. And this guy tried to give it to them for the old world. This was 28mm stuff. And he's got absolutely fucking reamed. I'm sure he didn't realise what he was taking on when he did it. I'm sure he thought it would just be like a cease and desist.
Yeah, I guess. So basically, okay, so to recap there. So he was managing to make models out of the computer, like, designs.
Apparently. I don't play the game, so I don't know.
No, like, and then that resulted in him getting...
And then he had a Patreon to provide support. The models were free.
Right. Yeah.
And you could go to some kind of Patreon to get, like, pre-supported models, which are easier to print and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine he made a lot of money either.
No, could have done. Well, not enough to, like...
Not enough to justify this.
Yeah, exactly. But... I mean, and so when did that happen? When did that happen?
Like, it must be about a month ago, I guess.
Jesus. Wow.
But it was like, I'm crawling under a rock now.
Yeah,
and hopefully like the Eye of Sauron moves off. But it didn't sound like it was going to.
Yeah, my God. Right, yeah.
So we don't want any hassle from the old big Eye of Sauron.
No, terrible. Definitely not.
Definitely not. Because none of this is like insured.
No.
None of this is anything more than like a volunteer hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right, okay.
That was a sad tale of Eman-G. I mean, it was dark. See, this is the thing about social medias and stuff, right? Well, dark is like people's comments on fucking YouTube. I'll just leave them on there and just ignore them. It's like, good fit, fuck him, cunt. It's like, all right, mate. I mean, like, the guy made a mistake, whatever. He could have just taken it down. That's normally what happens. I mean, if GW went to bankrupt everybody that recast any of their gear,
yeah, exactly.
fucking courts would never be stopping. It'd be 24 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, exactly. Yeah.
Go and enforce it in China, mate. So, it was just a bit draconian, and I think people were a bit too hard on him, like saying good riddance to him, fucking scumbag and stuff. Really? I don't think he's driving around in a Porsche on the back of what he was doing.
I don't think so, not at all.
Anyway. So, sad tale of Eman-G.
Yep.
Right.
And then 2024 tournament updates. So Tri-Wiz, we've spoken about that.
BritCon's gone.
BritCon's, it's done. Yeah,
for me.
LGT, yeah. So the the players at the LGT of 2023 would rather have attended like a local event.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be producing instead.
Why would you want to be in a room with 800 fucking 40k players?
Well, exactly. So that's what it will be the case of. That was by far the majority decision. Yeah, I think it was unanimous even, really. So what I need from you, Barry, is a date that you can do. Okay. And then I will source a venue, and we'll go for a 2-day event.
Well, the only issue I have is if it's September, I can't give you dates because I've got 2 kids. I will have 2 kids at university, and it depends when they're going to university. When they're university, and I've got to drive them up there with all their shit and stuff.
I understand. So can you give me?
So October's fine.
Yeah, give me some dates in October then.
Crack on any date, and apart from half term's probably the worst date. Or that's probably all right as well.
Right, okay.
October's good.
October's good. And then I will source a venue, and what I'm intending, I'd like it to be in my gaming club because then the excess money can be given back to the gaming club, and then it helps the gaming club run. And plus, I prefer that as a venue over Riddle Hall personally. So that would probably be maybe 12 tables. So it's not a big event. Like,
It can't be
like,
bigger.
Yeah, like
it's like 24 players.
24 players, or maybe less, maybe 20. So, but that'll be it fits the room, and it'll be over 2 days. Yeah, and so like that would be a 5-round event.
Is there accommodation? Is there accommodation near to there? Here?
I mean, Chelmsford, it's
Is it?
loads.
Okay.
It's loads of accommodation. Yeah, like
Travel lodgy type stuff.
Yeah, and I'll try to put out the date. Hopefully 6 months before the actual event, so then people have got plenty of time to like decide if they want to go or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it'll and then like places available until they're not available.
That's good. And we get the old KR sponsorship and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, and it's just so basically exactly the same as it was at the LGT, just in hopefully our gaming club in Chelmsford, because then we're all captured in the same place, and then it should be nice and social, as easy.
Yeah.
Catering worked well. Like with the last song event, I did catering come in, and that worked well.
What did you find? Just like a local
A
caterer?
place called Munch that like basically did sandwiches and stuff, and that worked. Like that, they delivered on time, and the food was good.
Over by the grammar schools.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so probably use them for the catering.
Nice.
And because you didn't do much booking for them. It was like, and then that's nice and simple for lunch, and it was just like where our club is. It's like just that's the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a shame the Sitar's not open anymore. We could have gone there for the curry.
But then find exactly, and invite the equivalent of the Sitar was like somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's what adds to my list of things to organise.
And that was the place. I think that was a casualty of COVID, unfortunately. Sitar. That was the place where we had a celebration of curry after the first episode or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was
First
quite
100, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, it wasn't first 100.
No.
It was like first couple of episodes or so. It was an excuse to have a curry.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was good stuff.
Okay. Outro. How to contact the podcast and where to find the websites.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all episodes, blackgateminiatures.com.
Yeah.
If that's anything other than the most previous 5 or whatever we can host. I'll also start putting them onto YouTube just for another place where they'll live.
Yep.
Because the more places, as long as it's not costing you money, I'm happy to put them anywhere. But, Jan said that he found a service that was free, but I'm not sure they're going to allow me to bring 200 episodes, which is about 20 gigs worth for free.
No, I suppose not. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fair enough.
They might let you have an episode or 2 or a month or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But it'll always be available, because at the moment you can still get it on your podcast app.
So where I went back to listen to what my list was, from a year ago.
You can still find it on your app.
Yeah. I just found it on the app and just scrolled back, and it's there.
Oh, cool. Well, happy days. Right, so we will see you again in a few weeks.
Yep.
Well, probably the voting will have finished by then, or be near to finishing.
Yeah.
And,
Cool.
crack on.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Would you like to know more?